It was a summer like no other.
Oh, terrible. Terrible. Never seen anything like it in my life.
And no Queenslander was immune from the pain, the fear and the loss.
As we weep for what we have lost, and as we grieve for family and friends, and we confront the challenge that is before us, I want us to remember who we are. We are Queenslanders. We're the people that they breed tough north of the border. We're the ones that they knock down and we get up again.
On this day a year ago, what authorities described as an inland tsunami tore through Toowoomba and the Lockyer Valley. The wall of water was ferocious.
Stood on the roof of that building behind me and watched the cars float down the road, watched the houses float down the road, watched just the massive amounts of debris.
You'd actually feel the whole house just pop up off its stumps, turn around and go for a 100-and-something metre cruise down my backyard.
Grantham was one of the communities that suffered the worst. So many people died there, yet amazingly, so many were saved.
We're just trying to pick people off roofs, and the people on roofs are pointing to people, that are in the water, hanging on to the edge of a gutter by their fingertips, stuck in trees.
The township left behind was unrecognisable.
It's an absolutely exceptional task. It's mind-blowing when you look at the gravity of what's occurred here.
Soon the floodwaters engulfed Ipswich and Brisbane.
If it is quite estimated to be the equivalent of 2 of Sydney Harbour, and I've lived in Sydney, there's a massive water coming our way.
Our worst nightmare. It means that houses are going to be inundated.
A third of Ipswich went under, hundreds of displaced residents sheltered in evacuation centres. In Brisbane, a staggering 12,000 homes were inundated. Nearly 15,000 more were partially flooded.
The thought of, all the hard work you put into, buy yourself a house and things like that, and then, just see it bloody, get destroyed just like that. That's the heartbreaking thing.
That heartbreak was not confined to the southeast. Well before Christmas, the floods crisis had swamped regional parts. Central Queensland copped the brunt of the December deluge, with Emerald and Rockhampton worst hit. Soon floodwaters took hold in the south, inundating Dalby, Chinchilla and St George. The disaster-weary community of Condamine was evacuated twice as floodwaters plagued the tiny town over weeks.
Just walked in and cried yesterday. This is it. Someone's life.
Yet time after time, victims showed courage in the face of adversity.
Oh, look, there's so many more others affected and a lot worse than what we are, so we're actually quite grateful for what we do have left.
As the state began the heartbreaking clean-up, authorities spied a monster cyclone off the North Queensland coast.
This storm is huge and it is life-threatening.
Please make no mistake. This storm is a deadly event.
Severe Category 5 Cyclone Yasi slammed coastal communities between Townsville and Cairns in early February. Tully, Mission Beach and Cardwell were worst hit, resembling war zones.
The wind was just unbelievable, and you could hear the trees cracking and, just the howling, the wind howling through the house and the windows, the glass just bowing.
It wasn't just homes devastated during the summer of disasters. A range of industries were brought to their knees. 75% of the nation's banana crops were instantly wiped out. Cane was flattened. Cotton was swamped. Watermelons, grapes and other fruit and veggies were destroyed. The impact on food prices was felt in all corners of Australia. For farmers surveying their damage, the sentiment was the same.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very tough to rebuild.
Tourism was wiped out. The state was off limits to worried holidaymakers for months. With a dozen coal mines underwater, the resources industry too took a direct hit.
We have a coal industry that's probably lost the best part of $1 billion worth of production.
Yet for a state that had been hit by 3 solid months of despair, the community spirit was astounding.
In times are tough, people rally.
It takes a horrible disaster to bring people together.
Strangers helping strangers, a heartening legacy of a horrifying summer. Kirrin McKechnie, ABC News, Brisbane.